Hello everyone, it's Infinity, coming at you today with a little bit of a discussion video, I suppose you could say. This is not a review. It's more of my opinions and what I've experienced. This wouldn't be a is the game good or bad, because I don't think I have enough from the game in its early access state in order for me to actually make a full-blown review. So you will probably get a review in the future, but right now, I'm just giving you the general idea of what do I think, should you or should you not check this out, you know. Right now, as of late, if you've been following Bethesda like I normally do, I always love Bethesda. I like to follow up on the Fallout and the Elder Scrolls news, as well as stuff like Dishonored and even Starfield and all that's coming out in the future. Then you would know that the Elder Scrolls Blades has recently come out, and for better or for worse, it's getting a lot of attention. The Elder Scrolls Blades seems to be getting a lot of positive and negative feedback. A lot of positives seem to be noting how impressive the game is, while a lot of negatives seem to be revolving around the transactions and a lot of the, I suppose you could say, wait times within the game. In an attempt to obviously monetize the game in order to get money back from the community for producing the Elder Scrolls Blades in the first place, a free mobile game mind you, Bethesda has implemented, of course, a system within every mobile game that every mobile game today has, which is a currency system which speeds up timers. Now a lot of people are upset that a lot of the timers are as long as they are. Me personally, they haven't gotten super bad for me yet. I've been playing it non-stop I think for the last couple days since it's recently gone early access to everybody who has a Bethesda account. But like I said, this is the whole reason I haven't done a review yet. I have not played enough to see how bad it gets. I have played it through the first couple missions, and I have gone and mostly not done the main missions. I've been just enjoying going through dungeons, doing daily quests, building up towns, you know, getting equipment, that stuff. In fact, a lot of this footage that's probably playing right now, behind what I'm currently saying, is actually me playing the game. I managed to figure out how to get recordings of the game and put it onto, you know, the computer and on Google Drive so I could download it. And I've managed to do that. So for future reference, if I want to play more stuff in the future and I want to record it, I of course can get background footage for that. But that's besides the point. From what I'm saying right now is that I can understand why a lot of people are upset, because from my understanding, the game gets very grindy later on. And I would like to say I've gone a decent amount into it. Like, I've played it a lot. Like, I think I've sat down multiple times in the last, I think, 5 days. I think if I were to put an exact timer, I would say I've put about 12 to 20 hours in it, somewhere between there. I don't want to be overestimating, I don't want to be underestimating, because I have definitely sat down and have put a good amount of time into the game. I haven't seen just how bad it can get, but from what I have seen, from what people have said, it does seem to get pretty bad. Apparently you get paywalled at one point off, and you do need to upgrade, and you need to wait a long time. And considering that sometimes building a house can take, I think, somewhere around, I think it's, the longest I've had to go, I think, is like an hour or two, at least when it comes to building. And I think chests can go sometimes for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. So it gets pretty, you know, weighty there. But that's the whole point of a mobile game, is that whenever I see that kind of stuff, I mostly just unlock the easy stuff first, the timers. I start building whatever right away and just don't worry about it. And when I have long chests I have to unlock, I don't spend the currency. I save my currency. I might have spent currency, I think, maybe once throughout the entire game. And from what I can tell, at least early on especially, you definitely do get currency from like chests and from missions and from leveling up. So Bethesda, I think, is trying to give you currency to seem fair. Like, I don't think they're purposely trying to gouge you for money. Like, I don't think they want you to feel like you're being gouged. They want you to enjoy the game, because they know that if they're making you upset, people aren't going to play the game. So they're trying to work with you, and it makes sense. I personally am not upset. I haven't reached a point yet within the last 5 or so days that I've been playing it. And mind you, a lot. Like I said, somewhere between 12 to 20 hours. On and off between editing and work and other nonsense. I don't play mobile games all the time, but I do not feel like I have been pushed to a point where it's unenjoyable. So, if you want my opinion, I would recommend picking up the Elder Scrolls Blades and playing it, if you have a decent and recent enough phone. Now, I know that only select countries can play it, and a lot of people are upset because certain countries that a lot of the fans are in cannot play it right now, which in my opinion kind of sucks. And only recent and newer devices can play it. I'm lucky, I have a newer phone. I have like an S9 or whatever, Samsung, and I can play it. I can play it, and I have to say, the graphics and everything look impressive, especially for a mobile game. It reminds me of Skyrim on the computer with very low graphics, but for a mobile game, that's pretty impressive considering the movement. And I think the most interesting thing, in my opinion, that I actually really enjoy, and this is coming from someone who just within the last couple months has played the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. And I remember multiple times at E3 they were saying, we have looked at Arena a lot for this game.
Harkening back to the first Elder Scrolls Arena, this game features both handcrafted and procedurally generated dungeons.
It looks and feels like Elder Scrolls, but it's made for your phone. It sort of harkens back to Arena and sort of the classic dungeon crawling experience.
I can promise you that it does actually harken back to Arena. I will show you footage of Arena, and I will show you footage of Blades. The combat specifically reminds me of it, the movement, and every time I'm playing it, I get this feeling like magic is secondary, abilities are secondary, and that's exactly how Arena worked, because it was an older game. There wasn't like, oh, one hand has magic, or you press this key. It's like, no, you select your spell from a menu or whatever, or you swing your weapon in whatever direction. And people actually were complaining about the combat, and I said, that's actually a really good callback with the combat. So graphics, combat, movement, and mechanics seem to work pretty well. I do not feel that gouged from what I've played. Again, it could get bad. I am not saying definitely it doesn't get bad, but from the first around 15 or so hours of the game, I don't think you will feel like you're being purposely gouged or strung out for money. It's not in your face. It's not very bad. It doesn't feel like it's very, EA practice in this point. It's enjoyable. And I know I'm continuing to play it, and I think I'm going to keep playing it because it's Elder Scrolls. I really like Elder Scrolls, and I think this one did a very good job. For a lot of you guys that are upset that there are microtransactions in the game, and you think that you are being gouged for money, I will say this. If you want my opinion, and I haven't, again, experienced any of this yet, if it does get bad, you will hear it from me. I will put a video out in the full review once I've played enough of it, and you will hear it from me. But if it's not that bad, and I'm finding out that just a lot of people are upset, it's a mobile game, guys. Bethesda has to make their money back somehow. Okay, so we have to give them some leeway. That doesn't mean that they didn't mess up and that it will suddenly get bad for me at one point, in which case you will hear it from me in the full review. But right now, if I don't experience anything like that within the next couple weeks of me playing it and playing through the missions and everything, I'm going to just say it. I think a lot of people are getting upset for no reason. I'm expecting one of two things: that it is going to get hard and people are going to be right, or what I'm hoping is that people are just getting upset and that it's not that bad. In which case, guys, recognize, again, it's a mobile game. Bethesda's not going to make their money back from you just simply playing the game. They have to make money through the transactions somehow, or they're just not going to make their money back, and it's going to be a failed investment. Because this game, I'm sure, did take a pretty decent amount of time. It does look like an impressive game. But that's enough on my end. Don't get upset with me. I apologize. Like I said, I could be definitely wrong. And if I am, then I will say so. But, again, final verdict from me right now, I would definitely pick up the game and play it. All you need to do is log in with a Bethesda account and try out the game. It's early access to everybody right now, as long as you are in a specific country, like, the United States or in Europe in most places. You can play the game, as long as your phone is new enough and has the components and the technology to run it. And that's it. I think I like it so far. I'm enjoying myself. It's definitely a harken back to Arena, and it feels very well made. I will have to say, like I said, there will have to be a second video made on this. I just wanted to give my initial first beginner's reaction to it and my opinion whether you should at least try it, because from what I've tried for a free mobile game, it's enjoyable. And if you like Elder Scrolls, then it's definitely going to be enjoyable. The character creation is pretty solid, the weapon play is pretty solid, the perks are pretty cool, and I think the microtransactions in the beginning aren't too bad. They are kind of annoying, I guess. Waiting 6 hours for a chest is fine, but then again, it's a mobile game. You're not supposed to spend 12 hours on it on end. You play it for maybe 30, 15 minutes. You put it down. Go play another game or go back to work or whatever you're doing. But yeah, this has been Infinity. This has just been my opinion. And I wanted to say thank you for watching the video. Say it with me now. Play well, eat well, and of course live well, friends. I hope you guys go out there and strive to break Infinity. I hope you have a nice day, night, evening, wherever and whenever you're at, my friends. Take it easy.